Hi guys and welcome to my pod, and today's topic is very interesting. We are discussing digital addiction with Dr. Jyothirmayi, who practice at Manaha clinic. Thanks for joining us today, ma'am. Can you please help us understand what is addiction from medical point of view?
So, addiction is a condition where compulsively the person actually gets used to some certain things in spite of knowing that it causes harm to them. So, this
Okay.
is very essential to understand.
How it is different from habit? Can we differentiate habits and addictions?
Let us take an example. We wake up and every day we brush our teeth or we have a small cup of coffee. So that those come under habits. And so habit is a repeated kind of an act which we
Okay.
do automatically.
Okay.
So we don't plan for that particular thing to be done. The day you wake up, you automatically go, you brush your teeth. You automatically you go make your coffee. Something like that. So addiction is something, on the contrary, what happens is we have to compulsively, take that particular thing. And there are different features of addictions.
Okay.
It has different characteristics. So like craving, you crave for that particular thing. Then there's loss of control. You don't have control on how much amount you're taking. And then there is tolerance. Tolerance means you need to have a more quantity of it
Resistant
to
kind of
produce
thing.
the
Okay.
same effect.
Okay.
And there will be withdrawal. That is, you don't take it, then you
You'll have
start feeling restlessness and all,
Okay.
which we don't find in habits so much. But then a habit, maybe if you overdo it, like let us say a coffee intake, instead of this 1 cup of coffee, it becomes 4 cups, 10 cups, then it can become addiction.
Okay.
And there are different brain areas also which actually control habits and control addictions. So different areas are identified. Like in habits, if you see, the basal ganglia is mostly
Okay.
involved in it. On the contrary, if you see in addictions, there is the dopamine pathway, which is
Okay.
mostly responsible.
I just want to know, maybe our listeners also want to know, how the brain is getting addicted. What is making this brain to get addicted to something?
Yeah. So, see, we all have different pathways in the brain. So, there is one pathway which is called dopamine pathway or the reward pathway of the brain. So, what happens? Why is actually this neurotransmitter dopamine essential? So, let us say, generally, if you have to, like food seeking behavior or trying to socialize, like you meet someone, then you start feeling good. You have a particular food, then you kind of get energy or you like the taste, then you want to have it again. So the brain is actually getting a reward with the food or with meeting someone, and then you tend to do that particular thing again and again. So this is like a general dopamine pathway. But what happens with addictions? And addictions, we will, I think, later on talk about different types of addictions.
Yeah.
But what happens is this substance or whatever is causing the addiction, it kind of, let us say, it hijacks the brain completely, hijacks the reward pathway. So-
because of that lot of dopamine
Correct,
surge.
correct. So because it is hijacking the the reward pathway, then the brain is always seeking for it because it needs more reward. So
Because of the surge, the receptors already got down regulated. Now we need
Yes.
more amount of substance or
Yes.
behavior to create the same effect.
Yes. So
Okay.
there is definitely the reduced dopamine receptor sensitivity happens.
Okay.
And that is the reason why, let us say, for example, the food or the socializing, which I said, is causing 50 to 100% of a dopamine surge.
Yeah. Okay.
Some addictions cause 500% to 1000%. So a brain is quite intelligent enough to understand ki, okay, I'm getting 1000%. Why would I be okay with just 50 to 100%?
Yeah.
So then it would only crave for that.
Okay.
Getting that extra boost of the reward or dopamine.
So all
which
this is
available.
happening to get that reward.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Then it's a feel good thing.
Feel
I
good
want
thing.
it more.
Okay. Dopamine is equal to pleasure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can we draw the line from between habit and addiction, ma'am? Like this is habit, no, this is addiction. Can we?
So a simple
Way
thing,
to
if
draw
I
the
can
line.
put it that way, so habit is something that we can control.
Yeah.
addiction is something which controls us.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. We can control a habit. If you want to, you can make some changes. But then addiction, whatever we are addicted to, that controls us completely. So that is the thing. And then we also, like earlier what I have mentioned about the characteristics of addiction, they are not there in habits.
So addiction is like the habits getting controlled. I mean, we are getting controlled by the habits.
Yes.
So is there a role of willpower here to, I mean, people who are strongly motivated will not get addicted, or people who are morally bound to something, they'll not get addicted to.
Yeah. So there have been different research studies which done, so which also have put different roles of, how people and what are the things which can affect, addictions. One is genetic.
Yeah, so genetically also it
genetically, some people who have some kind of like, especially the dopamine receptor sensitivity is there, no, it also varies individual to individual.
Okay.
So that also kind of says, who is going to get addicted to which substance they are going to get addicted, etc. So especially we have in alcohol addictions, if you see that almost 40 to 60% they found that it is genetic vulnerability that a person gets into alcohol, and also a person with either of a parent who has alcohol history has almost 4 times extra risk to get into alcohol. And even people who have adopted children from parents with alcohol, even though environment doesn't have alcohol, but they found because of this genetic predisposition, they also get into alcohol thing. So there is definitely a genetic role in it.
Now our listeners will be blaming the genes, I think, but how much ever the genetics play in the background, we still I mean, there has to be environmental thing also. It's not like completely blaming genes and we do things whatever, I mean, cause harm to us and blame the genes. It doesn't work like that.
So that is rightly put, because if we have to, let us say, compare, let us say we have a gun in our hand and it is loaded with genes. But the trigger is environment. Trigger is environment. So based on the stresses that you are facing, based on the, let us say if we have to segregate this environmental conditions from childhood. So any adverse childhood experiences, any trauma that the child experiences, any abuse, any bullying, which in schools it quite commonly it happens. So all of this, any parental separations, conflicts, seeing a parent drink a lot. So all of these are environmental triggers in childhood. Then as a child goes into schooling, what happens is, again, these days adolescents, they want to be accepted. Fear of missing out, you must have heard about it, no?
FOMO, ma'am.
So that FOMO, you want to be accepted in the group, and let us say
always craving for validity, getting
these
accepted.
People are getting into some like weed smoking or anything, and
ecstasy and all that.
So what happens is they will kind of bully you if you're not taking. Like you're still small, you have not grown up. Just behave like a grown-up man. And then this person also wants to start substance.
So it's genetic, environmental and social.